billions of years was what convicted him that the Bible is wrong, that he couldn't believe in the Bible. Like, that is the danger that you're teaching.
What I like to emphasize, I want to say this to the viewers at home, that Jesus is who he is, whether the earth is round or flat, and whether it's young or old, and whether evolution is true or false. Jesus is the supreme one. And I want to emphasize that Jesus is his own best defense. What can often happen in these sorts of discussions is people feel they've got to get a grip with the whole evolution issue. And they think they can improve on the person of Christ as a defense for the Christian faith. Someone wisely said that Jesus is the best reason to believe. So if your foundation is in him, then your faith is secure, it will be unwavering. Let me urge you, not make your faith depend on what the fossils will show, because you might be in for some surprises. There are people like Andre, with all due respect, who will tell you that the evidence for evolution is not very good, to say the least. But I've actually taught students...
Less than questionable.
Well, I've taught students, with respect again, who have been much closer to the evidence than you are. They've been handling fossils. I've had them in the lab. And I remember very clearly a student who, we had these discussions about evolution, and she would say to me, evolution is just a theory. Much like Andre here. And our conversations never really went anywhere. And then one day we had a practical class, and I happened to look across the lab, and she didn't see me catching her. But I caught her facial expression as she picked up this fossil ape-bat skull, this Australopithecine. And there was fear written all over her face. She put down the fossil and walked out the lab. And I want to issue a challenge to you. I want you to imagine that you were standing outside that laboratory and that a student came. You saw what happened with the student, and she came out the lab. What would you say to her? How would you encourage her in her faith? Whatever you do, don't tell her that the evidence for evolution is insubstantial. Especially if you haven't handled the evidence yourself. She's just handled it. What I hope you would do is encourage her to put her faith exclusively in Christ. Make her sure about the object of her faith. And that object must be Jesus.